Have you ever looked in the mirror and realized that the only thing standing between you and the life you want is you? Think about it. The money you want to make, the habits you want to build, the success you dream of. It isn't the economy. It isn't your family. It isn't luck holding you back. It's your own comfort zone. The truth is, if you don't force yourself to improve, you'll stay exactly where you are. And nothing changes until you do. That's the uncomfortable reality this book confronts head-on. Greatness never comes by accident. It comes from deliberately pushing yourself again and again until growth becomes your new normal. The book begins with a powerful observation. Human beings are wired for comfort. We like safety. We like routines. We like the familiar. But comfort is a silent killer of potential. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you trade growth for stagnation. Think about it. How many people say they want to get fit but never step inside a gym? How many say they want to start a business but keep postponing it? The gap between desire and reality is discipline. And discipline means forcing yourself to do what you don't feel like doing over and over until it transforms you. The author makes it clear. Improvement doesn't happen by waiting for motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. What really changes your life is commitment. The decision to act regardless of how you feel. That's why forcing yourself to improve is not about cruelty. It's about self-respect. Every time you push yourself past resistance, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. One of the book's core principles is the power of small, consistent actions. Too often we imagine that improvement means giant leaps, completely changing our lives overnight. But the truth is, sustainable improvement comes from small, repeatable steps. Force yourself to wake up an hour earlier. Force yourself to put away your phone and read 10 pages a day. Force yourself to speak up in that meeting instead of staying silent. Each act may seem small, but together they reshape your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who avoids discomfort, and you start seeing yourself as someone who rises to it. The book also dives into the psychology of resistance. Why is it so hard to force ourselves to do what's good for us? The answer lies in our brains. The human brain is designed to conserve energy, which means it automatically resists effort. That's why working out feels hard, writing that report feels hard, even starting a conversation feels hard. But here's the key insight. The discomfort is temporary. If you can endure the first few minutes of resistance, momentum takes over. The hardest part of any task is starting it. Once you break that barrier, everything else becomes easier. Another major lesson is the power of accountability. Left alone, we give ourselves too many excuses. But when we create systems of accountability, whether it's sharing goals with a friend, hiring a coach, or tracking progress publicly, we raise the stakes. We make it harder to back out. The author encourages building external pressure to complement internal drive. Force can come from within, but it can also come from structures we design around ourselves. The book provides real-world examples of people who transformed their lives by forcing improvement. Athletes who trained through exhaustion until greatness became second nature. Entrepreneurs who worked on their ideas at midnight after a full day of work. Writers who committed to publishing daily, no matter how tired they were. These stories drive home the point. Improvement is not about talent, it's about persistence. And here's a practical strategy the author emphasizes. Embrace discomfort as proof that you're growing. Too many people interpret struggle as a sign they're failing. In reality, struggle is a sign of progress. Muscles grow by tearing and rebuilding. Skills grow by stretching beyond your current ability. If something feels uncomfortable, it's often the exact thing you should be doing. Before we go further, let me pause for a quick reminder. If this resonates with you, take a second to subscribe to Audiobook Lounge and hit that like button. I post powerful book summaries every single day that can shift your mindset and upgrade your life. Subscribing makes sure you don't miss the next breakthrough idea that could change everything for you. Back to the book. The author also talks about the dangers of waiting for the perfect time. There will never be a perfect time to change your diet, start exercising, or launch your dream project. Life will always be busy. There will always be distractions. If you wait for perfect, you'll wait forever. The secret is to start messy. Start small. Start scared. But just start. Progress beats perfection every time. Another key insight is reframing failure. Most people fear failure so much that they avoid trying altogether. But failure, the author argues, is simply feedback. Every failure shows you what doesn't work, which brings you closer to what does. In fact, forcing yourself to improve means deliberately seeking small failures, because each one expands your capacity. The only real failure is refusing to try. The book also explores the role of habits. Habits are essentially self-forcing mechanisms. Once a habit is formed, you no longer need to argue with yourself about whether to act. You just do it. The challenge is building those habits in the first place, which requires forcing yourself repeatedly until the action becomes automatic. For example, the first 10 cold showers are torture. But once your body adjusts, it becomes routine. The first 10 public speeches are terrifying. But once you build the habit, confidence takes over. Forcing creates momentum, and momentum creates freedom. Another brilliant point is the importance of identity. You don't just force yourself to do tasks, you force yourself to become a new person. Instead of saying, "I'm trying to work out," you declare, "I'm an athlete in training." Instead of saying, "I'm trying to save money," you say, "I'm the kind of person who manages money wisely." The identity shift is crucial because actions flow naturally from identity. When you force yourself to improve, you're not just changing what you do, you're changing who you believe you are. The book doesn't sugarcoat the process. Forcing yourself to improve will be uncomfortable. It will be frustrating. It will test your patience. But the rewards are extraordinary. Over time, you'll notice that while others stay stuck complaining, you'll be rising. While others waste time, you'll be building skills. While others give up, you'll be gaining strength. And eventually, the gap will be so wide that people will call you lucky, when in reality, you forced your way there. The author also introduces the concept of non-negotiables. These are daily actions you commit to no matter what. No excuses, no exceptions. For some, it's exercising every day. For others, it's writing a page, or making 5 sales calls, or studying an hour. By setting non-negotiables, you eliminate decision fatigue. You no longer waste mental energy debating whether to act. You just act. This structure becomes the backbone of your improvement. And here's a surprising insight. Forcing yourself doesn't just create discipline, it creates freedom. At first, it feels like restriction, pushing yourself to do hard things. But over time, discipline gives you more options, not less. A disciplined body allows you to hike mountains, play with your kids, and enjoy life fully. A disciplined mind allows you to learn new skills, pivot careers, and seize opportunities others can't. Discipline may feel like a cage at first, but it's actually the key to freedom. The book ends with a powerful challenge. Stop negotiating with your excuses. Stop waiting for inspiration. Stop believing improvement will just happen someday. Decide today to force yourself. Take one action, however small, that moves you closer to your goals. Then do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. Over weeks and months, those forced steps will add up to a transformed life. So let me leave you with this question. What's the one area of your life where you know you need to force yourself to improve? And what's the very first action you'll take today to make it happen? Share your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear your plan.